I'm Mr. Muneer, teaching grade 12 bilingual. Welcome to Tabarak Private School education platform. We have to thank our respected chairman, Mr. Yunus Al-Rahbi, for connecting the school with the students through this educational bridge.
Good morning and welcome to Tabarak Private School online teaching. Today we are going to study a very beautiful poem named The Piano by one of the most celebrated writers in English literature named D.H. Lawrence. First of all, when you read the title, what do you think the poem will be? What predictions can you make out the poem from the title? What are your initial thoughts about the poem? What might be the theme of the poem? Can you guess? The title piano is an instrument which links the speaker's present to his past, symbolic of two main things he longs for his past. One, his mother, recalls the security and warmth of her presence, admires her for her grace and beauty, and strong respect for her. Then, cozy, warm atmosphere of home, child, repeated desires, simplicity and innocence. As we know that all of us have childhood memories, which makes us really feel nostalgic. What is nostalgia? Nostalgia is an intense longing or a wanting for the past. Sometimes when you go back to your old house or your old village or your old school, you feel something that you really want to go back to those old days, and you feel like those days were really beautiful and I really want to go back to those days. This feeling is called nostalgic feeling. Here in this poem, D.H. Lawrence presents such nostalgic feeling where he enjoyed his childhood like all of us, and he really wanted to go back to those beautiful days where he spent his time with his mother. Let's go through the poem. Softly in the dusk, a woman is singing to me, taking me back down the vista of years, till I see a child sitting under the piano in the boom of tinkling strings and pressing the small poised feet of a mother who smiles as she sings. In spite of myself, the insidious mastery of song betrays me back till the heart of me weeps to belong to the old Sunday evenings at home, with the winter outside and hymns in the cozy parlor, the tingling piano our guide. So now it is in vain for the singer to burst into clamor, with the great black piano appassionato. The glamour of childish days upon me, my manhood is cast down in the flood of remembrance. I weep like a child for the past. Wow, what a beautiful ending and beginning. Let's go through the lines once again. Softly in the dusk, a woman is singing to me softly. From the beginning itself, we get such a relaxed atmosphere. The dusk and twilight time, a woman is singing to me. Who might be that woman? As we have talked about nostalgia, we hope that it might be his mother. So a woman is singing to me, taking me back down the vista of years. Wow, what a beautiful expression is it? It's a metaphor as the years have been compared to vista, just like a landscape or a beautiful view of years. As we know, when we go back to our old school, or when we see our classrooms, KG classrooms, or even our old house, we go back to those vista of years, and those days come to us or to our mind just like a beautiful scene. Till I see a child sitting under the piano. Who is that child? Of course, it might be the speaker. So the poet might be the speaker, and that child is sitting under the piano in the boom of tingling strings. Here we see the vocabulary. The words have been used here can be seen as talking about the sound of the piano. It's an onomatopoeia expression of boom and tingling strings, which is the piano. So when the woman is singing to him, we do not know it's a mother, or we do not know it might be some other woman. So a woman is singing to him, and this song and the woman takes him back to the old days, which were really beautiful. And then he finds a child sitting under the piano, which is himself, under the sound or the loud boom tingling sound of the piano, and he is pressing the small poised feet. See the expression, which shows his respect, love for his mother, of a mother who smiles as she sings. There is an alliteration we can find, smiles as she sings, a sound is repeated. Okay, so this gives a very beautiful rhythm and tone to the poem, as a nostalgic tone is given here. Nostalgic feelings are expressed here. He is going back to his old days. The memories of his past is still haunting him. Now, the second stanza. In spite of myself, the insidious mastery of song betrays me back. Betrays me back. What is betray? To deceive someone. So does he want to go back? No, he doesn't want to go back to past. Or, although he wants to go back to past, but those memories are really painful. That is why he says, it betrays me back. So the memories are bittersweet moments. Bittersweet means a mixture of happiness and sadness and emotions. So those days makes him really feel emotional. Till the heart of me weeps to below. He started weeping while thinking of those days, or when those days are coming back to him. He couldn't stop weeping to the old Sunday evenings at home. As Sunday is a weekend or the holiday for the whole family in England or in Western countries. So they enjoy Sunday evenings in the cozy parlor. And he enjoyed that one with his family. So those days and those memories are even coming back to him. Hymns in the cozy parlor. Winter outside, hymns. Hymns means like songs, especially religious songs in the cozy parlor. In the parlor with the tingling piano, our guide. So here the device is again the piano. So the piano, they used to enjoy the sound of the piano with their family, enjoying the songs, hymns in the cozy parlor. So this was the memory that he got when he listened to the song of a woman. So this is the old memory or the nostalgic feeling that the writer or the speaker undergoes. Now the last stanza. Now it is in vain for the singer to burst into clamor. Now it is in vain. Why does he say that? Now it is useless. Now it is not going to be effective. It's really a clamor. What is clamor? burst into clamor. Clamor, a loud, confusing noise. So it is not a song anymore. That is the thing that you have to notice. The song that the woman was singing to him is not at all a song. It's just a loud, confusing noise that he doesn't like it. With the great black piano appassionato. With that great black piano, the singer's song is no more an enjoyable song. It is just a confusing noise or a sound only. Why is it? Because the glamour, the beauty of childish days is upon me. Because those beautiful childish days are coming back to me. And my manhood is cast. My manhood feels really depressed. Down in the flood of remembrance. Wow, what a beautiful line is it? He is down in the flood of remembrance. Remembrance is a flood of remembrance. So flood of remembrance is a metaphor for his old days. I weep like a child for the past. It's a simile. I weep like a child for the past. He is weeping or crying like a child for the past. So, as a man, he feels really depressed. And he really wanted to go back to past. He cannot enjoy the present. And he wanted to go back to past. With the memories or the days that he spent with his mother. Those days were really more beautiful and more enjoyable than these days. That is why. So when we go deep into the poem, we may find a woman is singing to him. Who is that woman once again? It might be his wife or any other woman in his life. So the woman's songs took him back to the vista of years. But finally this song doesn't appear to be an enjoyable song. And this woman is not really an important person in his life. Although he listened to her, now he feels like he shouldn't listen to her. And he compares this woman and his mother. So there is even a message to us. There may be women or even men, boys or girls to come to our life, but still our mothers or our old days become really more important, more enjoyable and more valuable to us. Now stanza 1. As we discussed, the speaker listens to the piano and recalls his past, which belongs to warm and stable family. Nostalgic or sentimental, which is clearly seen from the first line, smiles as she sings in line 4. Music is a contrast between strong, weak sounds, like the struggle between two singers, softly for the first one, and then again boom. Pressing the small poised feet shows the sense of touch and closeness with his mother. Adoration and admiration watches her as she plays. When the mother was singing, metaphor, the vista of years compares the events of his life to a long road indicating how far time he is recalling. Then stanza 2 moves from happy to bittersweet, which is the expression betrays me, like dragging him. He doesn't want to go. All Sunday evenings with the winter outside. Contrast used to amplify security felt in warm home setting. The insidious mastery of song indicates the overwhelming power of music. Till the heart of me weeps to belong, shows the extent of his being moved by his memories. If the mood is depressing and sad, tone intensifies to a passionate cry for his lost past. Betrays, reflecting the speaker's attitude, strong word indicating sense of frustration, unable to stop him, He cannot stop himself from recalling his past. Although those memories were enjoyable, they become really painful to him. Shows overwhelming how deep his longing to return to past is. Stanza 3. I weep like a child for the past. It's a simile. Speaker compares himself to a child and shows openness and childlike sincerity. Here also, he's unable to control his emotions any longer and he breaks down. Glamour suggests the beauty and grace. Childhood is glamorous because it is one of security and beauty. The subject of the poem. What is the subject or theme? Nostalgia for childhood. It's nostalgia. It's an intense or a strong desire or wish for past. He feels some shame for that nostalgia. Nostalgia is a strong emotional desire to connect with the past. The power of music to evoke memories. The memory of his mother playing music. The way music links with the past and present. These are the subjects and themes of the poem. What is the mood or tone of the poem? Nostalgia or sentimental. Softly, line 1. Smiles as she sings, then moves from happy to bittersweet in stanza 2. Here the tone changes from happy to bittersweet, modulates into sadness as nostalgia builds up in stanza 3. Here it becomes depressed or melancholic tone when he weeps like a child for the past. Structure. The poem is built up in rhyming couplets. These create a sense of harmony. This is built upon the use of 3 equal quatrains, means 4-line stanzas. Maybe the regular rhyming structure sounds slightly musical, which gives a very interesting and beautiful expression of the poet's nostalgic feeling. Modulates between the past and present. Look for the time words, now, back, etc. What is the viewpoint of this poem? It's a single speaker, but the point of view shifts from that of a child and that of an adult. It moves forward and backward between the past and the present. Now, this is the homework. Read the poem again and I'll answer this question. How does the poet present the theme of nostalgia? As we discussed, nostalgia is a wish or intense desire for the past, as you really want to go back to past. Describe how either the imagery, visual or auditory imagery, as we have studied, and the language of the poem contributes to his expression of nostalgia. How his use of literary devices like simile, metaphor, personification, these type of items and imagery helped him to present a theme of nostalgia. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed.
Homeworks and other activities are downloaded on Moodle on Tabarak website. If you have any inquiry, email to Tabarak Private School.